Hi, I'm Phyllis Hodges, professionally known as Master Trainer Phil. I'm the owner of the Carousel Fit for Life Wellness Center. I have some great health and fitness tips for you. It's hot outside, but that's okay. We still need to exercise, so don't let that discourage you. Take your exercise regimen on the inside. Grab a mat or even a chair. Do some exercises on the inside. I love that old-fashioned routine when you count up the jumping jacks. 1, 2. Yeah, we can work it out on the inside. Burn some calories. Now we're talking about sweating and it is hot. So what do? We grab a bottle of water. That H2O is what this temple, that's what we need. It's plenty of water. We will lose a lot of electrolytes, the potassium, the calcium, the magnesium, all of that. So fuel the body, okay? And just have a drink on me. Good. Let me ask this question. Are you 40? Before any rigorous exercise, check with your physician and see is it time for a treadmill stress test. Check it out. Enjoy your fitness.
Welcome to Minority Matters. I'm your host, Sylvester Smith. Today, we're shooting from Philander Smith College, where the Arkansas Minority Health Commission is having their Minority Health Summit. And I have the great honor of being joined by Miss Dominique Dawes, who is one of the most decorated athletes in American Olympic history. Ms. Dawes, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you're here as a part of your role as co-chair of the President's Council on Fitness, Health, and Nutrition. Could you tell us what the goals are of the council?
Well, I'm actually here primarily as a speaker that focuses a lot on health-related issues in the American population. However, I am also the co-chair of the President's Council on Fitness, Sports, and Nutrition, and that has been an amazing experience for me these last 2 years nearly, being an ambassador, being a role model, traveling the nation with other great council members that are trying to be good examples on a day-to-day basis of the importance of physical activity and also the importance of proper nutrition.
Well, do you think, I know you travel a great deal, do you think the health challenges here in the South because of our nutrition are a little bit different than those for people in the rest of the country?
Well, I live in the Maryland area, and we do not consider the Maryland area the South, I will say that. I think, yes, there's definitely disparities depending upon where a group of individuals live or possibly even race-related disparities. We know that African Americans tend to have higher blood pressure, or we have more issues when it comes to higher cholesterol, and a lot of that has to do with things that came passed down through us through generation. I grew up eating a good amount of soul food at home, and I would add a lot of vinegar, a lot of hot sauce, and a lot of salt to my food, and it doesn't surprise me that both my parents and a number of aunts and uncles have hypertension and also have developed type 2 diabetes. And so I don't know if the location is so important to play in it as the generational how we say it, examples that we've had throughout the years.
Well, one of the things that I like to say to people is in our community, we've always eaten like that. But I think the difference is generations ago, we all had active careers in which we had to move our bodies. And I know that you are involved with the First Lady's Let's Move effort, which is designed to address that and get people moving again. Is there any information about that you'd like to share with us, or tips?
Well, it's an excitement for me to work with the First Lady with the Let's Move initiative, which is all geared to combat childhood obesity. We know that today nearly 1 in 3 young kids are overweight or obese, and it's all about helping the next generation grow up to be healthy leaders. And so whenever I'm out with the First Lady, we are active with the kids. We're kicking off our heels, we're wearing comfortable flats, we're wearing sneakers, and more importantly, we're walking the walk, and we're showing kids that physical activity can be fun. And it's great because we've also engaged the parents, we've engaged communities, because they recognize that they are the ones that are touching their kids day in and day out, and they are the ones that have the power to be role models.
Well, you are an amazing athlete, and you started out very young. There's a lot of debate today about sometimes pushing our kids too much, making them work too hard, these restrictive diets and things of that nature. as someone who's been physically active from a very young age, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I always give people advice because they ask, but I always say take my advice with a grain of salt, or maybe not salt, salt-free additive or something, because I'm not a parent yet. I do hope to be a parent someday, but parents do reach out to me and they ask what is right for their child. And I think what is right for one child is not always what's best for another. Some kids do like to be overscheduled. You know, they like to be very busy and active in a lot of different sports or extracurricular activities or things with their church or academia. Some kids, that doesn't work for them. They will burn out easily. It doesn't suit their personality. It doesn't suit their liking. So I always tell parents to gauge what is healthy for their child, but overscheduling, I would say, is probably not good for any child whatsoever. But being in activities, being exposed to different positive behaviors is probably key. And then I believe as a parent, it's important for you to motivate your kids. It's important for you to push your kids, and don't let your kids quit and give up, because I think when you're young, the natural inclination is to quit when things get tough. I know whenever I was tired in the sport, or I was frustrated, or when I would lose focus, the easiest thing to do would be to walk away, of course. And my coach, who was very much my role model when I was a young kid, would always say, quitting is not a choice. And of course I didn't love that when I was younger, but now today I respect that, because I do believe if my coach would have made it easy for me to quit when I was young, I would have continued to quit in college, continued to quit in my 20s, and continued to quit at things when they got tough in my 30s. And so I feel like it was a blessing that she instilled that commitment into me at a young age, and I encourage parents to do the same for their kids.
Well, that was a blessing to all of us. As someone who saw you perform in the Olympics, it gave me such a great deal of pride to see an African-American woman achieving the things you achieved. So we're so thankful that she encouraged you not to give up, and we're thankful to you for coming here and visiting with us today. With that, we'll be right back with a panel discussion to discuss these issues in depth and how they're affecting you here in Arkansas. Thank you, and we'll be right back.